This hydraulic actuator was made out of parts you can find in your garage, and if you don't have any of this in your own garage, your neighbor certainly will. We have a master cylinder and a slave cylinder. This is nice. I feel as if it allows you to control the car more smoothly. This hydraulic setup works wonderfully. Hey there, fellas. Check out what I got here. This deal right here is very familiar to anyone out there who owns a Lada. It can break over here or in this spot. This is the gas pedal linkage. I mean, even in a car with a cable, said cable can snap. But we got to thinking, why not make this similar to brakes? In that it'd be hydraulic and it would never break. Yeah, let's give this a try. We make a hydraulic gas pedal, will it work? Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. Check this out, guys. We're going to start by doing a bit of testing, just to work out how we even set up such a system. We have got a couple of syringes, a small diameter tube of the type used for an IV drip, and down here we've slightly modified the linkages, extended a few bits, and so we've placed one syringe down here. It's going to be pushing the spring-loaded link. We've got our tube, and the other syringe imitates a gas pedal. As for how it works, I'd even say rather well. This is fairly easy to press, but if you were to use an even smaller syringe as a slave cylinder, this becomes even easier to press. But then in this scenario, I am using my hand, when I'm going to be using my foot for the pedal. Factor in the extra leverage, and you shouldn't be able to feel any resistance. But let's see how this is going to work. Works perfectly fine. That is nice. And it works, I mean, it works just the way it should. Just as you'd expect it to react to throttle input. So the whole of the system that controls the throttle body is mounted on the engine. It's an integrated system, but now we'd better convert this temporary setup into something more permanent. And after that, we see how it's going to behave. Okay, let's carry on. This hydraulic actuator was made out of parts you can find in your garage, and if you don't have any of this in your own garage, your neighbor certainly will. Now, these cylinders are essentially what actuates the clutch inside a Lada. We have a master cylinder and a slave cylinder. And so far it would seem, though we have yet to do some proper testing, but it would seem as if this works perfectly. We've already installed a pedal, which is set up differently compared to stock. It's basically configured like if it were a clutch pedal, though the pedal itself is the stock one for a rear-drive Lada. But that shouldn't be an issue. Now this has a rod, a ball joint, and I don't see any of it breaking. Down there you have the master cylinder, which will be third in line. We have the hose and the slave cylinder. We've welded the brackets straight to the valve cover, and the linkages connected to the carburetor are stuck more or less. Yeah, the whole thing is really simple. There's nothing complicated to it. We've filled the system with brake fluid, so it's just like the hydraulic circuit for a clutch. Now let's go try this out. All right, now we are going to try this out. Let's see how the pedal works. Right, there's a bit of play. That is good. Wow, this is just sublime, so smooth, I mean... Now, the way we've set this up, you see... With hydraulics, you might push down too hard and break something without even feeling it. But we've got the rod on the slave cylinder adjusted in such a way as to keep stuff from breaking, even if you were to push the pedal in all the way. This is pretty neat. Alright, here we go. Immediately I've gotten used to the throttle action. Yeah, everything is alright. I feel as if it allows you to control the car more smoothly. I mean, you don't feel any sort of jerkiness or anything like that. It feels really good. Yeah, this is fantastic. Let me just make it to... But then I think it's already pretty clear that we're doing good. I still want to do some testing on a rough patch of road, though, to see how smoothly this is going to operate, and how easy it's going to be to keep the engine speed constant without any fluctuations and so on. Okay, that road is somewhat worse, and so we're gonna go here. Now, let's go drive on a different road that's way more beat up. So far, I mean, when you need to bring the revs up just a tiny bit, it is very easy to precisely do so. Plus, this pedal provides some pretty decent feedback. I'm gonna intentionally drive into the potholes while keeping the gas in a constant position. Wow, did they fill all of the potholes or something? I think I see one. Everything's fine. Not a hint of jerkiness. As in, I keep the gas stable, and the engine is maintaining constant revs. I'm not moving my foot. I just got it leaned up against the bulkhead, against the transmission tunnel. And here I am just chilling. No need to worry about hitting a bump and the revs either surging or dropping. This is working very well. Okay, why don't you have a go now? And once you're done, I'd like to hear your opinion. Okay, let's see. As long as you're able to set off without stalling. And off he goes, well done. That was neat. I concur. It has become slightly heavy, though. Yeah, I also felt it. But otherwise, it's precise. It gives you as many revs as you ask for. No sort of jerkiness. Not at all, it's smooth and linear, and overall precise. That's something I also appreciated. The fact that it gives you nice feedback. You've got good pedal feel. And like I said before, the pedal has probably got more travel to it now. Though I could be wrong. That might not be the case at all. But the transition from pushing it to letting off or vice versa has become way more pleasant. And that is just terrific. Alright guys, so this hydraulic setup works wonders. I'd recommend you try it, and maybe you'll even find a way to improve it. Make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss any of these awesome experiments. And that's it for this video. Catch you guys later.